Good day everyone, I hope you're all doing well today. My name is Mariel Mayhempiso and alongside my dedicated team members, we're honored to present to you on the topic of the exile, trial, and death of Dr. Jose Rizal. Before we dive into our presentation, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed J. Rizal instructor, Mr. Ken Ubas. Your passion and commitment to our learning journey have been truly inspiring. Now allow me to introduce the individuals who have contributed their time and effort to bring this presentation to fruition. We have Miss Saldua, Mr. Timagos, Mr. Kataytay, Miss Espinosa, Miss Agosto, Mr. Tapdasan, Miss Sintos, Mr. Medio, and Miss Soogon. Together, we've delved into a complexities of Rizal's final years, a period marked by resistance, sacrifice, and unwavering patriotism. As we all know, Rizal played a pivotal role in shaping our nation's identity. But have you ever wondered why he was sentenced to death? Why do you think Rizal was sentenced to death and what were the factors that led to this decision? Let's explore this together. As we embark on the journey, may we remember the sacrifices of our forebears and draw inspiration from their resilience and unwavering commitment to freedom and justice. We have two learning goals for today. First is analyzing the factors that led to Rizal's execution. Rizal's writings, activisms, and involvement in reform movements threatened Spanish authority. His support for the Katipunan raised a suspicions for rebellion. And the second is to understand its profound effects on Spanish colonial rule and the Philippine Revolution, where it inspires the Filipino unity and resistance against Spanish oppression, catalyzed by Philippine Revolution and leading to eventual independence. On December 6, 1896, Dr. Jose Rizal, a prominent Filipino nationalist and intellectual, stood trial before a Spanish military court, accused of sedition, rebellion, and conspiracy for his involvement in advocating for Philippine independence from Spanish colonial rule. Rizal was found guilty and sentenced to death, transforming him into a symbol of Filipino nationalism and resistance against foreign oppression. Rizal's novels No Limitangere and El Filibusterismo led to his persecution as they exposed Spanish colonial injustices, fueling Filipino nationalism and resistance. This threatened the colonial regime, prompting increased scrutiny, and ultimately resulted in Rizal's arrest, trial, and execution, making his literary influence a direct catalyst for his persecution. Rizal's execution in 1896 made him a martyr, a national hero, inspiring the fight for Philippine independence from Spanish rule.
Are individuals who sacrifice themselves for a cause. Ang mga martyrs, mauna sila ang mga individual nga nisakripisyo sa ilang kaugalingon para lang sa kaayuhan sa tanan. Execution was a pivotal event in our history, in which gimarks si Rizal ani nga time as a martyr, and nagresult siya as kausaban sa tanan. Rizal executed for subversion by ruling political forces. Sacrifice teaches us to stand kung unsay sakto even if it's hard. It reminds us nga ang usa ka tawo pwedeng makahimo og dakong kabaguhan sa tanan, leading to social transformation and highlighting the importance of a dedication to a higher.
So, hi everyone, my name is John Kirby F. Timagos, and today I'll be discussing about you the trial of Dr. Jose Rizal, and this topic was all about Rizal was accused of 3 crimes by the Spanish colonial organization. First, the founding of La Liga Filipina, an illegal organization whose single aim was to perpetrate the crime of rebellion. So, the La Liga Filipina, founded by Dr. Jose Rizal in 1892, aimed to advocate unity among Filipinos. It was not inherently illegal or aimed at the rebellion. However, the Spanish authorities perceived it as a threat to their control over the Philippines, leading to Rizal's arrest and subsequent exile. And the second one is the rebellion which he promoted through his previous activities. Jose Rizal, the national hero of the Philippines, promoted rebellion through his writings and activism against Spanish colonial rule. His novels No Le Tangere and El Filibusterismo criticized the injustices and the abuses of the Spanish authorities, inspiring Filipinos to fight for their independence. And the third crime is the illegal association. Yes, one of the charges leveled against Jose Rizal by the Spanish colonial government was illegal association. This accusation was based on Rizal's involvement such as the La Liga Filipina, when the colonial authorities deemed to be subversive and a threat to their control over the Philippines. Rizal's efforts to organize Filipinos for social and political reform were seen as illegal by the Spanish authorities, leading to his execution.
Good morning everyone, I am Agustin Bigatiday and I am the next reporter. So, I am the continuation of the trial of Dr. Rizal before his death. So, before I start my discussion, let me give you a brief context of what Mr. Kirby said earlier. So, again, the colonial government accused Jose Rizal in 3 crimes. The first one is the founding of La Liga Filipina as illegal organization. The second one is the rebellion, and the third one is illegal accusation or the illegal association. So the penalty for these accusations is life imprisonment to death, and it is also charges to 325 to 3,250 pesetes or the value of half fines. So these accusations have some of the subdivided activities. So the first activities is the writing and the publications of the 2 novels, in which the Jose Rizal wrote 2 novels of the No Le Tangere and El Filibusterismo. So No Le Tangere and El Filibusterismo, these novels criticize the friars and Spanish administration, advocating for reforms of even independence for the Philippines. So this promote the independence of the Philippines, in which it raised awareness among his fellow Filipinos and inspired them to take an actions against colonial oppression. And the second one is the El Filibusterismo, in which it is connected to the 1872 or to the 3 priests, the 3 martyr priests that they called traitor in Federland. And the last one is the establishment of Masonic lodges. So this the Masonic lodges is the it is called as the activities of that propagate the intellectuals of every individuals, because in this lodges or in this lodges, it is it is called the platform for open-minded or like-minded individuals to gather or discuss ideas. So it is these platforms is for gathering ideas and the actions for the challenging Spanish authority. Additionally, they were used as fundraising hubs to support revolutionary activities and propagate Rizal's nationalist ideas. And on November 20, 1896, so after the evidence or the publication of the evidence, so that date or the preliminary of Rizal began on November 20, 1896. So the 5 day of investigation, Rizal was informed for the charges against him before Judge Advocate Colonel Francisco Olive. Thank you.
So, good morning everyone. My name is Elame Espinosa. So today I'll discuss about the 2 kinds of evidence endorsed by Colonel Olive to Governor Ramon Blanco. So first is the documentary evidence. So there were a total of 15 exhibits for the documentary evidence. So these exhibits can be range of things such as letters, contracts, photos, emails, or anything. These 2 types of evidence are commonly in legal and investigate context. Documentary evidence are can provide a solid basis of fact, while testimonial evidence can provide context, perspective, and additional details that may not be present in the documentary evidence. The combination of both types can provide a comprehensive overview of the situation or event being investigated. So the second one is the testimonial evidence. This evidence that is provided verbally by a witness with Martin Constantino, Aguedo del Rosario, Jose Reyes, Moises Salvador, Jose Dezon, Domingo Franco, Judato Arellano, Pio Valenzuela, Antonio Salazar, Francisco Quezon, and Tumitio Piaz.
Hi everyone, I am Yasmin Augusto and today I will discuss his Pinal's recommendations. So number 1, immediate trial. So Pinal suggests that Rizal should be properly sent to trial. This applies that any legal proceeding they should commence without delay. Number 2, secure detention. Pinal recommends that Rizal be held in prison under strict security measures. The attention here is to prevent any escape or authorized communications. Number 3, property attachment. Pinal proposes that Rizal properties be subject to an order of attach. This means that Rizal access will be or present as part of the legal procedures. And the next is defense counsel selection. So, given when privileged to choose his own defense counsel. This was limited to a list of 100 names, both first and second, that the Spanish authorized to provide him of the list one familiar name. Luis Ravel D. Andrade Rizal discovered that the said was the brother of Jose Ravel D. Andrade, who worked as Rizal's personal bodyguard in Colombia in 1887. And the next is charge against Rizal. On December 1896, in the presence of the Spanish council, charge against Rizal were read. When asked regarding his reaction or the charge of Rizal replied that he does not question the jurisdiction of the court. He has nothing to accept that during his exile on independence in 1892, he had not dealt in political matters. He has nothing to admit on the charge against him. He had nothing to admit on the declaration of the witness he had not made or knew against him.
So hi, good morning. I am Dr. John Calvi and I'm going to tackle or discuss about the execution of Dr. Jose Rizal. So Dr. Jose Rizal was executed by the Spanish colonial government for the crime of rebellion after the Philippine Revolution broke out. Although he was not actively involved in planning or conducting the revolution, he approved of its goals, which eventually led to Philippine independence. Rizal's public execution took place in Manila on December 30, 1896, when he was 35 years old. His execution further fueled opposition to Spanish rule in the Philippines. So Rizal's martyrdom had a significant impact on the Filipinos, convincing them that independence from Spain was the only viable option. Prior to his execution, while confined in Fort Santiago, Rizal wrote a masterpiece of 19th century Spanish verse called Ultimo Adios, or Last Farewell. His death and writings made him an icon for national movement towards independence. So, Rizal's execution served as a catalyst for the Filipino independence movement, uniting the Filipino people and reinforcing their determination for full independence from Spain. Every year on December 30, Rizal Day is celebrated as a national holiday in the Philippines to commemorate his death. It is important to note that the execution of Dr. Rizal played a crucial role in the Filipino rebellions against Spanish rule. Rizal, a renowned figure in the Philippines, was a doctor, poet, novelist, sculptor, painter, linguist, naturalist, and fencing enthusiast. His dignified struggle for personal and national freedom epitomized the Filipinos' fights against Spanish oppression. That's all. Thank you.
Good day everyone, I am Erica May Santos. So this is the continuation of the execution of Dr. Jose Rizal. So this is the final moment of Dr. Jose Rizal walked to the execution site on the morning of December 30, 1896. Rizal was marched from Fort Santiago to the execution site in Bagumbayan, now known as Lunita Park. During this walk, it said that he was reminiscing about his past, possibly reflecting on his life's work and the cause for which he was about to give his life. The Spanish troops and the artillery authorities took serious precautions to ensure the execution proceeded without interruption. They deployed troops and artillery to hold back the crowd, demonstrating the tense atmosphere of the time. Rizal's older brother Pasiano was also a revolutionary. Despite his desire to save his brother, he discouraged rescue attempts, understanding the overwhelming firepower of the Spanish forces. By the time that the Spanish captain originally ordered Rizal to face the sea, which was customary for traitors, however, Rizal requested to face the firing squad, a request that was denied. Instead, he was allowed to be shot in the back, a significant deviation from usual protocol. Rizal's refusal to kneel or be blindfolded is seen as a final act of defiance and courage. He faced his death with dignity, further cementing his status as a national hero. Turning away from the Jesuit priest crucifix, this could be interpreted in a few ways. Some might see it as a rejection of the Spanish clergy who had condemned him. Others might see it as a final affirmation of his philosophical beliefs, which were often at odds with the church. So, these events of Dr. Jose Rizal depict the courage, dignity, and defiance in his final moments. His execution was a pivotal moment in the history of the Philippines, sparking further rebellion against Spanish rule and ultimately contributing to the nation's independence.
Alright, before I will start, I would like to introduce myself first. I am Charmaine Remedio, and today I will be tackling about Dr. Jose Rizal last day and his execution. So let's start. During his 24 hours in the execution cell, Rizal received visitors from his family and wrote the two letters. The first letter, which is addressed to Ferdinand Blumentritt, his second brother. He murmured in English to his sister Trinidad that there was something inside the old petroleum lamp he had given to her. Ang iya ko nung isuon kay nagbagolbol, kay lagi ko no, adunay sulod ang karaang petrolyo nga iyang hinatag, which is mauto ang katong daol ang kaning ngunang gitawag nga petroleum lamp. So is the well-known farewell poem of Rizal, Ultimo Adios. So the last goodbye was discovered. In his final hours, Rizal is reported to have lived with his Irish girlfriend in Dapitan for a while before pakinigi kasal subay sa mga ritual sa Katoliko. So on the morning of December 30 in 1896 at 6:30 p.m., Rizal started his stroll from Fort Santiago to Bagumbayan Square, which is today the same place where the three priests had been killed in 1872. So, he was regarded as a man of bravery and peace. And when it came to march to Bagumbayan, he was prepared to meet his untimely end before the shot expired Rizal yelled "Consumatum est" at Presley in 7:03 a.m. The life of hero ended. The sound of Viva España, that to traitors, could be heard in the background. So that's all. And please allow me to continue this with Miss Ogon. Thank you.
Rizal's family was not able to take all of his body. The military had secretly buried the body of Rizal at the Pacu cemetery. Her sister Narcisa looked for the cadaver everywhere but could not find it. She passed by the unused Pacu cemetery and saw through the open gate some civil guards. Finding this uncommon, she entered the cemetery and searched the place. She saw a grave with freshly turned earth and knew at once his was her brother's body. With a little money, she asked the gravedigger to place a plate on it with her brother's initial reversed. That is RPJ for Protasio Hesse. That afternoon, the books, letter, and alcohol burner were delivered. To Rizal's family, at the base of the alcohol burner, they found Rizal's last masterpiece, the Mo Ultimo Adios. The copies were given to each family member and some or to the Cavite insurgents. After the Americans had taken Manila, Narcisa requested the new government to grant her permission to exhume the body of his brother. They found out that the body was never placed in a coffin nor even wrapped by anything. Rizal's family had possession of the body. The remains were instituted at the base of the Rizal monument, where was erected at the center of the Luneta.
To conclude, Dr. Jose Rizal's life epitomizes the qualities of bravery, love for the country, and the unwavering pursuit of justice. His enduring impact serves as a reminder that the action of one person can spark significant change in society. Rizal's legacy inspires people globally to stand up against oppression and inequality, illustrating the power of resilience and determination in the face of adversity. His story continues to resonate as a call to uphold one's principles and work towards a brighter future for generations to come. As we conclude this session, we want to express our sincere hope that you've learned something valuable today, whether it's a new perspective, a deeper understanding, or simply a renewed appreciation for the sacrifices made by historical figures like Dr. Jose Rizal. We hope that this presentation has enriched your knowledge. Once again, thank you all for your attention and engagement. Let's continue to explore and learn together. Have a great day!